Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Nikki McCutchen. I will be your host. We are so excited that you're here to learn about this amazing technology that is truly changing lives. We get to witness it all the time, miracles all the time. I'm actually going to share a story with you tonight that is absolutely jaw-dropping. But our call will be for 30 minutes, just so you know. We'll give you time at the end to ask questions. Feel free to use the chat. You can type your question in the chat as well as we're going along. There are people available to answer those for you. Uh, so what we're going to be focusing on tonight is our X39 technology and how it activates this amazing peptide that God has put in our bodies, and what that peptide actually does in our bodies and why it is so cool. But first we got to start with our medical disclaimer. All Lifeway products are not intended to treat, cure, diagnose, or prevent any disease. So everything that we're sharing tonight is for educational and informational purposes only. Please check with your healthcare practitioner first, especially if you are pregnant or nursing. And with that, we are going to dive into this amazing technology. So this really cool, tiny little patch that is just changing people's lives left and right is regulated by the FDA as a general wellness product. It's a class 1 medical device. It's completely non-transdermal, meaning there is nothing that transfers from this patch into your body. It's sealed on both sides with a hypoallergenic adhesive, medical grade plastic. That little circle inside there is at the molecular level, a crystal lattice structure that is reflective, kind of like a mirror. And so I'm going to explain that a little bit more here in a minute. But this patch has a 96% effectiveness rate. There is like hardly anything else on the market that has that high of effectiveness rate, especially when you're talking about natural health product, to be able to affect and change the body at a 96% effectiveness rate is truly amazing. There is nothing else in the world that does what this technology does the way that it does it. So the only thing that even comes close to this technology is a stem cell injection. Those don't always work. They usually at some point wear off, and they're thousands and thousands of dollars. This technology is pennies on the dollar of something that you are able to do naturally in your body on a daily basis. So truly incredible. We literally have no competition. There is no competition for what this does. You're not going to be able to find it anywhere else. So how does it do this? This process is actually called photobiomodulation, which is just a big word for light making change in the body. You can probably see the light coming through the window over here. I love it as we get into spring and the light is still out at 6 o'clock. It makes me so happy. And it hits your skin and your eyes, and it tells your body to make vitamin D. That vitamin D then goes and does what it's supposed to do in the body, the way that God designed it to. So we actually, with this technology, we become the light and the heat source that is reflective. We have a low-grade infrared light that gets emitted all over our body. And I told you that crystal lattice structure that's on the inside is like a mirror. It's reflecting that infrared light, our infrared light, back into our body, turning on specific peptides. It's at a specific frequency. The crystals are structured in just a way to turn on a specific frequency that will tell that peptide to get active, get busy, doing what God designed it to do in the body. So again, I know that sounds strange, but this is actually, you already know what this is, just like with the sun. So when you're talking about night vision goggles, so the military, or you're watching a movie and they're looking through those night vision goggles and they're talking about a heat signature. That heat signature with all those different colors scientifically is a low-grade infrared light. That is the infrared light that comes out of our bodies at every place, which is why they can see it at night vision goggles. And that is what is being reflected back from this patch, targeting a specific peptide. This in in particular peptide with the GHK, it's called GHK copper peptide. That is what X39 is turning on. GHK copper peptide has over 50 years of research to go with it. So you can Google it, you can look it up on PubMed. There's all kinds of research to tell you what GHK copper peptide actually does in the body. I'm only going to talk about 5 things. If you look up that list, very, very long list of things that GHK copper peptide does, one of which is turns on stem cells so that they can reset to a younger, healthier state. So as we age, our stem cells no longer work optimally. By the time we're 30, half of our stem cells are declining. By the time we're 60, we only have 10% of those stem cells that are any longer working on our behalf. Enter this technology, telling GHK copper peptide to reset to a younger, healthier state, resetting 4,000 genes to a younger, healthier state, telling those stem cells to get up and get working like we were younger, at a younger, healthier state, optimally balanced in homeostasis. That is what is happening when we have more stem cells to allow us to have activity going on in our lives. So in our cells internally, by the time, so when you talk about 30 and 60, you talk to most people, aches, pains, illness, disease, all of these things start to set in, causing problems. If you can reset to that younger, healthier state, and you're already at a young state in your life, maybe you're already 30, maybe none of those aches, pains, illness, disease ever set in. If you're already in that age range or over that age range, then we're trying to reset. We're trying to go back. We're trying to give our body availability to have access to something that now can regenerate and help whatever's going on with us. And your body gets to decide. That's what's amazing. We are fearfully and wonderfully made, wonderfully created, so that our body, when it is positioned in a way to support what God has already put there, amazing things can happen. So that's the biggest thing, is stem cells. GHK copper peptide is kind of known as the holy grail of healing, because those in particular stem cells can become anything your body decides they need, wherever you need support. So your kidneys, your knees, your heart, your brain, whatever it is, it's going to send those there for you to have the support that you need to regenerate. So let's dive into the next thing. So that was stem cells, cardiovascular system. I'm going to pair these two together tonight, cardiovascular system and brain. Okay. So again, major body systems that allow us to function the way that we want to on a daily basis, having fabulous days, enjoying the days that God has given us here. So this technology, every 6 weeks that you wear the technology, it resets your cardiovascular system at the mitochondrial level by 8 weeks. Okay, so if you do the math in your head, you're just resetting constantly every 6 weeks to a younger, healthier state. Okay, your brain begins to have more balance. Cognition begins to come back. You're thinking more clearly. Anxiety and depression start to lift. Okay, so this is the story I want to tell you tonight. Those two in particular things. I have a friend who has a very unique condition with his brain and his heart, that he is only one of 2 people in the entire US that have it. The condition is usually found post-mortem. So after you die, they usually find it, because what happens is they die in their sleep because they stop breathing. So they found this in him early 13 years ago. Okay. So, and they were able to find it because he was at an EMT conference of all crazy things, to where they had life support they had it there. And so they were able to, do all the readings, mask him up, have him do a sleep test, all this at this conference that he was at. And anyway, so they were like, you have to go back to your cardiologist right now, drive through the night, do not go to sleep, go see him right now. And so he goes in, he takes the papers, because he's got the readings of everything, gives the papers to the guy, and he's, the doctor is like, who is this? This person is dead. Why are you giving me papers on a dead person? Okay. And my friend is like, no, I'm sitting right here, doctor. And he knew the doctor. He'd been seeing him for a while for different things. And so he's like, oh my goodness, get in here right now. We need to hook you up. We need to do a sleep study. They created a special life support system that he goes on every night. So it's not like being intubated, but he has a special thing that he sets up every single night for 13 years that he goes on so that he will not die when he falls asleep. He had to teach himself how to breathe during the day, because if he didn't breathe, he would start to black out and go dizzy, because that brain connection that we all don't have to think about. There's nothing we need to do. Our body just breathes for us. His does not work anymore. It's broken. Okay. Does not work. So he's going in. He just went in this last week for his tests. So all the brain tests, all the heart tests. So he's actually bald. And so you can get really good connections with the leads for the brain scanning that he was doing. And the technician is like, keeps moving the leads around. And so he's like, what are you doing? Why do you keep moving the leads around on my head? And the technician is like, I don't understand what's going on, because it's showing that you have new neural pathways that are being created in your brain. Okay. Like, holy cow, y'all. If we need new neural pathways and our body decides that that's what we need, because we have access to turn on GHK copper peptide, your body decides, hey, I need new pathways in my brain. So we're just going to go and create them. I mean, look at what God does. I mean, it is absolutely incredible to me. Okay. So then he goes in to scan his heart, and his heart, I can't wait for him to come on to actually explain it, but they like blow you up with air to do this test. It's super uncomfortable, he says. But then they're running, the heart scans, and they keep running them. And he's like, why, what are you all doing? Because again, something they've never done before. And the doctor he goes, I don't, what have you been doing? Because your heart, he's like, I want you to try to just let your body breathe. Don't tell yourself to breathe anymore. I want to see if your body will breathe on its own. And he's like, how do I even do that? I've been telling myself to breathe for 13 years. So how am I going to do that? So basically just, try holding his breath and seeing if his body will react. And so his heart condition is reversing to where, I guess, whatever his classification is, it's beyond like sleep apnea. But they were like, we could actually almost classify you as just a sleep apnea patient versus, this thing to where if you don't go on life support, you're going to die. And so he said to me, he's like, I would have never thought that I would have ever had an opportunity to ever potentially be off life support. I've been doing this for 13 years. So the doctors were absolutely floored. No, I mean, they're like, we've never seen anything like this before. I mean, truly, truly miracle, life-changing. He has only been using the technology for 9 months. 9 months. X39, once in a while he wears Eon, once in a while he uses IceWave, but this is just 9 months. I remember when I first sat down with him and he was telling about this condition that he has, I told him, I said, listen, you got to be in this for the long haul. I'm just going to say, we just need to set up 2 years, just plan on 2 years, and let's see what will happen with you. Because I can't tell you this is going to do anything for what you have going on. I have no idea what it's going to do for you. 9 months. I would have never told him that he could have had activity and availability of benefit to his brain and his heart at the same time in that capacity, in that way. New neural pathways, reversing of the heart condition, the body deciding it can start to breathe for itself again in 9 months. Absolutely jaw-dropping. Really, truly, only praise the Lord. I mean, absolutely miracle on miracles. 110% of all the glory goes to God. And there's nothing else in his life that he's changed. There's nothing that he's doing other than using this technology. But this technology is supporting a God-given design that we have in our body. This is what happens when scientists, inventors, doctors decide to study the way that God does things, the way that he designs things. This is what we have available because God has designed our bodies to heal, period. point blank from the beginning. We have always been designed to heal and live forever. Even if it's not here on this earth, we are designed to live forever. But he has given us the capacity and the ability to heal. And so now with this technology being able to access this GHK copper peptide, these are the kinds of things that are available to people. I could not be more excited, thrilled, absolutely overjoyed that this is what we get to share with you, that this is what I get to do on a daily basis, to share this amazing technology with people. And I hope that you will share it with others as well, because if people will just invest in their health, that they will decide to commit to the process, even if it's 2 years. Even if it would have been 2 years for him to take that long. I've heard of stories that things that didn't happen until 2 years for people with this technology. I've heard things change for people when they've been on this technology for 4 years. So commit to your health, commit to how it does not get any easier. I'm not telling you to take vitamins, supplements, medication. I'm literally telling you to put this tiny little thing on your body and let God do his thing. That's what I'm saying. Let God do his thing. So that was a great big rant story, but I am so pumped for him. I am so thankful to the Lord. I am so thankful that he was willing to try something. Imagine if that's the state of your life. You've been there for 13 years and you think nothing is going to work for me. I'm going to be doing this until the Lord takes me home. And instead he says, sure, I'll wear a patch. I'll put on a patch every day. And look what can happen. Absolutely thrilling. So exciting. I am so happy for him, for his family, for his kids, for his grandkids. I don't know what God wants to do, but I know that it is allowing him to have a different type of quality of life. And I'm so very thankful for that. So that was 3 systems that we talked about. Enter also collagen. Okay. So collagen is actually the glue that sticks us together. It holds us together. It's in all of our organs. It's in our cartilage. It's in our fascia. It's even the teeny tiny little fibers that make up the entire meridian system that runs through our body. So this is not something that is, mystical. It's truly biological. That collagen is what creates that meridian system for all of our organs to talk to each other, for our teeth to be linked to different organs in the body, for all of those things to work. The collagen is what's helping do that. You cannot take a collagen supplement that will benefit your collagen in this way. There is no supplement that does this. Collagen supplementation that you can take is for hair, skin, and nails. You're going to get hair, skin, and nails with wearing this tiny little patch every single day. But you're going to get your fascia, your cartilage, your meridian system, the lining of your organs, everything. You're getting every single part of collagen and elastin that can be regenerated as a part of what this technology does. And your immune system. So all of us want to have access to our immune system operating optimally, having quality of health. So whenever we're exposed to things, our bodies are able to deal with the toxin. It can go through the detoxification process. It can be able to handle it so that we don't get sickness or we don't have it for as long as we normally would. So even like allergies and being exposed to pollens and things like that, I was talking to Margie today, and it's a story that she hasn't told me yet about herself. That she's been wearing the technology now for a year, so we wouldn't have necessarily noticed it. We have terrible pollen in Oklahoma. Basically, you live here and you get allergies. It's one of those weird things. Well, she noticed this year she doesn't have any allergies. There's no allergies this year after wearing the technology for a year. That's not necessarily something she was going to wear the technology for. She was using it for pain, but that's a benefit of being on it for a year, that now her body is able to, whatever it's being exposed to, her body is now able to deal with it. Her body is now able to process and handle and detoxify whatever it's got to do as it's being exposed to those things. So those are just 5 major fabulous body systems that we have that this technology supports. So think about how many supplements would you have to be on to benefit all of those systems that I just talked about. I listened to one doctor, so she was spending $400 a month on all the supplementation that she was utilizing before she found this technology? How many medications would you have to be on to support if you had an issue in every one of those systems, or, all the things that happen with medication? How many medications would you have to try to be on to support symptomology that's coming from issues that they're giving you medication for? 15, 18? It would be a lot when we're talking about 5 major body systems. Even just thinking about the heart, think about people that have heart issues. They're not just on blood pressure medication. If they have a heart issue, there's usually 2 or 3 other medications that go with the blood pressure medication. So we're talking about having access to one technology for minuscule amounts of money to put you on a path that will optimize your health in so many ways that you don't even realize, that you don't even know what it's going to do for you. So that is it. So normally we tell people 1 month for every decade that we are old. I can tell you, I don't really love that. I really want people to get in the mindset of, if you have an issue going on with you, you need to give it 6 months to a year. You need to give this technology, invest in your health 6 months to a year, go back in for your regular doctor appointments, your dentist appointment, your eye appointments, see what they say is changing, what is going on with you. Take the time to invest in your health to see what's going to happen in that amount of time and get the test results. Some people don't feel this. My friend, no. Is he feeling the changes in his heart, in his breathing, in his brain? Absolutely not. Not feeling one thing. The only time he's felt anything on the technology is when he has used the Ice Wave for pain. He does notice he already has a lot of energy. He has had to set a timer so that he takes his patch off by 6 or 7 o'clock at night, because it gives him energy, more energy, to where then he can't sleep. But it's not like he notices that during the day that he has more energy. It's more sustained energy of, just think of, I can't even imagine the amount of energy he has is truly amazing to me with all of the health things that he has going on. But what's cool is that gave me a way to say, well, we absolutely know that it's working on your body, because I'm thinking your body is actually trying. This is what I told him. I think your body's trying to keep you awake because it knows if you go to sleep, you're going to die. So it's telling you you can't go to sleep because you're going to die. So it wants you to have that energy so that you don't go to sleep. That's what I told him. I was like, I don't know, but that makes sense to me. I mean, like, your body is trying to keep you alive. That's the whole point. So, but he didn't feel anything else. That was it. He didn't feel anything going on in his heart, nothing in his brain. So just know that if you will take the time to wear it long enough to get to some of your test results, then you're going to have a measure of what is actually going on with you if you're not feeling anything. But no, it is absolutely always working. Do we have other tests that you can, get, that we can show that it's working on your inflammation, your autonomic nervous system, all of that? Yes, there's some fabulous tests out there. Look for someone who has a BioWell scanner, a Menla scanner, a Zytoscan. There's all kinds of scanners out there, a thermographic imaging, any of those types of things where you scan before you patch and then scan after you patch. I actually just talked to another person today. They went in and did the Menla scan, and absolutely patching and no patching, and changes when they put those patches on, changes instantaneously in their organs. You can absolutely be rest assured this is always working in your body. So trust the process. And if you're unsure, then like I said, go find somebody who has one of those scanners, get access to that so that you can see it's absolutely working and making changes in your body for the better. Always bringing your body back into homeostasis, always bringing your body back into balance. Hydration is always a key for this technology. So the electrical conductivity of our cells, they're able to talk to each other because of that water, because of that hydration. That is in particular also true for our patches, but just know for anything in the health sphere, for you to have any type of optimized health in your body overall at all, hydration is key. Good high quality water, good electrolytes, that is key for any positive change health-wise in the body, not just our patch technology. anything. So hydration should be at the top of your list when you are deciding to change something about your health routine. Half your body weight in ounces is minimum. If you sweat, if you exercise, if you wear patches, you probably want to do more than that. If you're trying to detox anything, you want to do more than that. So thank you all so much for letting me go on my little story trail tonight. I really appreciate it. I am going to pull up the chat here and let's see what questions we have. Let's see here. I don't know, Vicki, if you already know some. Yes, thank you, Jesus. That's exactly right. This is, yeah, it's absolutely phenomenal. It is all God. Yes, welcome for those of you who are new. We're so glad you're here. Margie was adding that she's so happy that she doesn't have to use her allergy pills anymore because those were very expensive. Again, another expensive thing that we have to do to treat symptomology that we have that can possibly, go away when your body has the support that it needs. So absolutely, Margie. Diane's saying all the medications just lead to side effects and more meds for sure. And you can never get your health to improve that way. This technology, there's just no words. Thank you, Lord. Exactly. Yes, that's right. That's what you are. When you're using a medication, there's a list of side effects. Also, just know that if you're on medications, okay, you're already on medications, or you had to go get an antibiotic or special medication because something's going on with you, and you're also starting the patch technology, that whatever's happening, whatever you're wondering about, a side effect, it's not the patches, okay? Just know it is not the patches. The first place you need to look is you need to go get that letter from the pharmaceutical company that lists out the side effects and read the side effects. I almost 100% guarantee you it's on the list of side effects. Whatever you're experiencing is on that list of side effects. It is not this patch technology. This technology is all light. There's nothing transferring into the body. It is only supporting the body, bringing it back into balance, giving it access to what is already in the body, peptides that are already in the body. And it's telling those peptides to go and do what they're designed to do. Not anything rogue, not anything bad, not anything that would not be bringing it back into balance and homeostasis. That's all these patches do, balance and homeostasis. So always, if you're having some kind of side effect, check your medications. It's on there. I'm telling you, it's going to be on there. So check those first. That is what's going on with you. All right, let's see. So Pastor Ed's saying no more allergies for him as well. There's lots of allergy testimonies like that. That's a very common thing that we see because inflammation is reduced in the body. So when you're reducing inflammation, again, so this is another interesting thing. Stem cells are eaten up by inflammation. So as your body has access to reduced inflammation, then when your body sends stem cells to an area to regenerate, to activate, to bring back into balance whatever the pain, ache issue is, then you have full access to all of the stem cells that are being sent there, and they're not getting eaten up. Okay, so, and that's key too, because as we age and that natural aging process to where we have less stem cells operating optimally and more inflammation, that's why it takes so long to heal. That's why it takes our bodies such a long time. Okay, with this, it's cutting that down because now the inflammation is reducing. We're actually regenerating and optimizing more and more stem cells to go regenerate an area, which allows for quicker recovery times. Which, whether it's surgery or an issue or whatever, it's going to allow that to happen faster than it would have had you not been utilizing the technology because you're having access to more stem cells and reducing the inflammation. So when inflammation is in your body and it is still there, inflammation sometimes is good. It's there for a reason. It's calling things to it. It's waving at the body saying, hey, over here, I need help. So there's times when that is good, but most people have an extensive amount of inflammation, and that's what we're trying to get down. Again, remember, bringing back into balance. So even when we're talking about inflammation, we're talking about bringing that back into balance. So the inflammation that you need, the body is never going to reduce an inflammation that you need for some reason. It's only going to reduce an excess so that it can come in and send those stem cells to regenerate an area. So yes. So, oh gosh, I talked away tonight. It's 6:30. Does anybody have any quick questions? I don't see any quick questions in the oh wait, here, let me see what this is. Oh, tell us your background. So fun. I do have a Bachelor of Science in wellness and health and nutrition, and so that I do have that background. I have been a coach. I coached different sports for multiple years. I was a personal trainer for several years. So but really and truly, the way and the reason that I have the education that I do is because my daughter was injured when she was a baby from the standard things that children get when we take them into our pediatricians. She had an injury. And from that injury, I spent the most of her lifetime trying to figure out how to detoxify her body. So lots of research, always, chiropractic care has always been our number one way to combat what's going on with us, again, in support of the natural design of the body. And just doing that research because our bodies were meant to detoxify. It's a normal process. And so it's really been through my research of that leading me down a path of truth and optimal health and really embracing that path to help others. And so thankfully, yes, I do. I do have some, health background, but really it's about the family and the mama bears who come out and say, I need to figure out what's going on with my kid. And I need to figure out what they need for support and to support their body to operate in a way so that they can function and have a life of vitality. And so that's what us mama bears do. That's what we do. And that's what I did. So I'm just very thankful for the journey. Very hard, very, very hard times for sure, but thankful for the journey because it has saved my other two children from going down that path as well. Just an interesting fact, they are 23 and 21. They have didn't get any of those childhood things. And they have never been on one medication or one antibiotic in their entire lives. Okay. Let that process for a second. 23 and 21, never one medication or one antibiotic in their entire lives. I treated everything through natural health, through homeopathy, through chiropractic care, through essential oils. It can be done and it is available to everyone. And there are people out there who are, we have fabulous doctors in our organization that are helping people do this. I have a fabulous pediatrician that's on my team who is helping children and families do this and do this naturally, root cause medicine, doing root cause medicine. That's really what you're looking for. And we can we have, like I said, we have a fabulous team of doctors. We can refer you to doctors. A lot of our doctors even work virtually. So if you're looking for some of that, because I really, truly believe that you need someone on your side who knows how to do functional medicine, giving you insight and guidance along with your allopathic doctor. They're all necessary. They're all important. And when you can find a good combination that works, it can increase your health. You can truly be able to pursue optimal health and hopefully come off all the medications that you're on. I've seen it. I've seen it with this technology. I've seen it in working with functional medicine and just seeing, so many people be able to do that. It is available to you. And the amazing thing is that ours is easy. All we have to do is go out and share a tiny little patch. Put on a tiny little patch anywhere on your body. You can't do it wrong. Super easy. Just wear the technology. So whoever invited you to the call tonight, please get back with them. Please do not wait. Tell them that you are ready to get started on the technology now. Get started on the technology. Please come back and join us if you want to know about our entire line of technology, all of our products. We do that on Wednesday nights, 7 Central Standard Time. And then we also go over the business opportunity if anybody's interested in that. Thursday nights, we normally do a testimonial call. If any of you have a great testimony, contact me, contact the person who invited you. I would love to have you come on Thursday and interview you for our call on Thursday. I will be here. I'm here every Monday. I'll be back next Monday. Please invite people to join us. Please let people know about this technology. And with that, we pray blessing over each and every one of you. Good night, everyone.
Good night. God bless. Great Zoom,
Good night.
Nikki.
God bless.